Hi, in this video I'm gonna demonstrate the XML RPC version of the recycle machine, and here we have set up 3 PCs to demonstrate the project. And in the first PC I'm gonna run the server machine, and in the second one I'm gonna run the client PC, and in the other PC I'm gonna run the other client. And first we have to register engineers to log into those client machines. Using those usernames and password, in the first machine I'm gonna log into the engineers panel, and to connect to the server I'm using the connect to the server button, and it will request an connection, and in the server the connection request is shown in this table, and to accept the request we have to click on the row, and it will show the connected clients here. And likewise I'm using the other credentials to log into the second PC, and in the same way requesting connection. And to insert an item, log out from this engineers panel, and it will open the recycle GUI. And in the recycle GUI we can change the displays as to external display or to internal display, and to insert items to click on these buttons. And to print the receipt, here we can press the button, it will print the receipt. And in the server we can select the client from the combo box, and it will show the transaction history of that client, and the engineer's login history, and the connection request history if available. And in the bottom we can see the item counts, one bag, one bottle, likewise, and the current weight and the current size of the machine. And in the client machine we can handle the notifications and message dialog box. Here we can put those ticks to approve those notifications, and by clicking on those buttons we can get those notification messages, one item in the message box, and the bottom we can see the desktop notification. And in the in the server machine, here we have given a chat box. The engineers can chat with the server, the headquarters. Also the server can respond to those chats. And in the bottom we can see those the clients, and by selecting those clients we can see the values of the item values, and here we can change those values. And also in the client machine, the client machine, this is the engineer's login. Here we can put a chat also, and it will show the history, chat history. And here we can empty the machine. Also we can the empty machine will clear the current weight and the current size of the machine, and also the reset machine will reset the connection, and it will remove the connection from the server. And when the reset request reset. The reset request is shown in the server machine here. And to accept the reset request, we have to click on the row, and that client is totally removed from the server history, and anymore that client is not showing in this machine. And here in the bottom we have, here is the summary of the total machines. The first line is shows the most number of transactions, like client 1, client 11. It is the client we use to input more transactions. And the next one is shows the heaviest client, and likewise the bigger size and the most number of logins, and the number of client connectors are shown in the bottom of the server. And that is the total description about the XML RPC recycle machine. Thank you. Hi, in this video I'm going to demonstrate the RMI version of the recycle machine, and here we have set up 3 PCs to demonstrate the project. And in the first PC I'm going to run the server machine, and in the other 2 PCs I'm going to run the client machines. To connect to the client to connect to the server, we have to first register the engineers. And in this table here, the registered engineers are shown. And then I'm using the first credentials to log into this PC. Like in the XML RPC version, we have the same interface, and to connect to the server, we have to put on a request, connect to the server, and that request is shown in the connection request table in the server machine. And to accept the request, we have to click on the row, and here the connected clients are shown in this table.
In here I'm going to log in with the engineer using second credentials. Once the engineer is logged to the engineer dashboard, he can send a connection request to the server machine. Other buttons are disabled in here.
The connection request is shown here, and I'm accepting the request.
Now the request is accepted. I'm going to log out from the engineer dashboard. The confirmation message is shown, and here is the recycling machine. So in here we can enter the new items to the machine by clicking these buttons. The machine progress is shown in here, and also the machine errors are displayed in this panel, and we can print the receipt. Receipt is printed in this area.
Here in the server machine, it shows the transactions of the client. This is the client, and the transactions are shown in this table, and also the engineers logs of that client, and as well the connection request.
And also we can do some transactions to the engineers. So I logged as engineer. This is the engineer dashboard. In here, engineer can reset the machine and empty the machine, and also use the machine items by pie chart and show the machine history, and also in here display the added items to the machine. This is the pie chart to show the added items of this machine, and also this is the empty the machine button, so we can empty the machine. Now the machine is empty, and also we can chat with the server. Right.
The chat is shown in the server as well. The server also can respond to those chats. The server can chat with the engineers who logged in, and the engineers who logged in into this network can use this chat, and it is an open chat. And here the transactions and the engineers logs, connection requests, and the item counts also shown in the bottom here, and also the weight, the total current weight and the current size of the machines are also shown here. And then likewise, I'm going to connect the other machine to the server. The request is sent, so the connection is okay, and I'm log out. And this is the recycle GUI of the other machine. And here we can change the display by external display or to internal display. And by clicking on these buttons, I can insert items to the machine. And by clicking on this receipt button, we can generate the receipt. And so also it can be taken into outer GUI. And also we can manually insert items by if you know the exact size and the weight, we can insert items. If it is not matching, the message is given invalid item inside the site, and size and the weight does not match. If it is only if it is matches the size and the weight, it insert and machine. Here we can change the notification method, desktop notifications and the message dialog box. So this is the desktop notification. We can choose to show or not, or in the bottom we can see the desktop notifications. And here we can log into the engineer. I'm using the engineer credentials to log. And in the engineers panel, here we can see the transaction of this machine, and also the open chat is shown in this place. And also this engineer also can chat with the other engineers and the server. And here in the server, we can see the chat here in the right corner, and also the server also can respond to those chats. And in the lower part, we can select those. We can select exact client to client, and it will show the item values of the clients. and also we can change them. Here it is, the new values are shown here, and also it is with the connection problem. It's having just a, and in the server we can see the summary of the total machines in the lower part, in the top bottom part. And here I can show you the changed values here. I'm putting can, bottle, crate and bag, and put the receipt. Here the changed values are shown by the server. It is changed according to the server changed values. And in the server we can see a report which will show the details. This is the pie chart which shows the total transactions by clients. The desktop K7 has 11 and the other one in 10. And in the bar chart, it shows the total transactions, so the item counts of all the transactions. And in the engineers panel, here we can empty the machine. Empty the machine will remove all the current weight and the current size of the machine, and the reset will remove the connection from the server, and it will be totally removed from the server. First the reset, when we click the button, it will pop up a reset request in the server. We have to accept the request just as the connection request. When we accept that, or the the so the client is removed from the server.
In here, we can also reset the machine, and also we can empty the machine, also show the history and the chart. So when we click the show history, it will show the all the transactions of this machine, the transactions and the machine errors, and also the engineer logs. And also when we give a reset request, it will send to the server machine.
The reset request is shown in this table, and to accept the request, we have to click on the button, click on the row. It will remove the total details about the client.
And also client can update the machine weights. So
And that's the total description about the RMI version of the recycle machine. Thank you.